So, so Lou, we're up for tonight? This
Right,
afternoon?
Levitt.
This,
Gemora.
this afternoon, yes.
Hello, Rabbi.
Good morning again, Tov and Chodesh Tov. Okay, so let's see. We did this. We finished this. Okay. All right. Metzia. All right. Okay. Let's see. Sis no bito ktanim. Sis avdu v'shivchos v'knanim. Sis ishtoi harei eishlo. We did the Mishnah, yeah. And we did Shmuel, and we did the Stira from the Brisa, and we had a good answer. Shmuel time of the Tana Didan Ka'amar Valei Lo Spirale. And we had Rabbi Yossi Katan Isle Zahia Midaraisa. Oh, does Rabbi Yossi hold that or not? Okay. So yeah, let's start from V'sav Rabbi Yossi Katan Isle Zahia Midaraisa. This could be found. It's like 8 lines up from the bottom of 12a.
Savar Rabbi Yossi Katan.
Yeah, I guess it's more than 8 lines, but that's the right place.
I got it. It's on 12A3, left-hand column, last paragraph. The Gemora points out.
Oh, 12A3, okay. Okay, got it. The more points out. Contradiction. Okay, got it.
Okay, Alan, would you like to start the reading of the Gemora?
Yeah. The Gemora points out a seeming contradiction to Rabbi Yossi's teachings. So Rabbi Yosef Katan Lay Zechi Yua Mida Orayasor. And does Rabbi Yossi indeed hold that a minor son has independent acquisition under biblical law? Non Metzias Haresh Shota Katan Yesh Abohan Mishum Gezel Mipa Ne Dorachei Shalom. But we learn in the Mishnah, the find of a deaf mute or deranged person or of a minor are subject to the prohibition against theft. For example, is forbidden to take their find away from them, because the principle that we must promote the ways of peace. Rabbi Yosef Omer, Gezer, Gemora, Rabbi Yosef said, equivocally theft, not merely a breach in the way of peace. Omar Rabbi Histor, Gezel, Gemora, Mina Horn, and Rabbi Chisda said that Rabbi Yossi means that it is unequivocal theft by virtue of rabbinic decree, not by biblical law. So it means you can't take advantage of people, right?
Okay, so what do we have over here? The Gemara is saying that is Rabbi Yossi, in fact, of the opinion that a cotton has a schiyah midaraisa? Can he pick up something and be zocha in that item midaraisa? So we bring this Gemara in. It's actually a Mishnah Gittin. But see, it's pershot of a cotton. Yesh behem mishum gezel mipnei darkei shalom. So it sounds from this Mishnah, what it says is that an object that's found by a cotton will be, if somebody takes it away from him, they're not allowed to take it away from him. It constitutes gezel. Take it away from him. Why? Not because it's gezel, but because it's against the principle of darkei shalom. It's going to cause fighting between the cotton and the unscrupulous individual. Why is it not constitute gezel? Because the cotton cannot make a kinyan midaraisa in the item. That's what it says over there. And Rabbi Yossi comes along and he says gezel gomor. He calls it gezel gomor. Sounds like gezel gomor means that the cotton could make a schiyat midaraisa. Therefore, he owns it. And therefore, somebody takes away from him. It's called gezel. On that, Reb Chisda comes along and he says, no, that's not what Reb Yossi means. Reb Yossi means it's gezel gomor midivrehen. The Rabbanan made it into gezel gomor. Okay. Meaning to say, the cotton doesn't really have a schiyah midaraisa. Only midrabanan, he has the ability to acquire it, but it has certain similarities in halacha to being gezel gomor. The Gemara asks, what's the nafkamina? Oh, now I remember, this was a tricky nafkamina over here. This was not the nafkamina that I thought it was. So let's just take a look at what the Gemora says, and then we'll read the Rashi, and then we'll try to figure out what the Gemora means when it says nafkamina. Generally speaking, nafkamina means what's the practical ramification of this? But the question is, what's the this? So the Gemora just says practical ramification of this is lahotzi b'dayonim, which means would the wronged party be able to get recourse in the Bezdin to be able to extract this stolen item from the one that took it? Okay. So let's take a look. We got Rashi's over here. We have a Rashi midivrehem. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines from from where the wide lines of Rashi are.
Graham. From their words, Mipnei Darke Shalom, because of the ways of peace.
Right. So really, Rabbi Yossi seems to be agreeing that it's the cotton doesn't have a schiyah midaraisa, according to Reb Chizda. Reb Chizda is the one who's explaining what Reb Yossi means when he says Gezel Gomor. It doesn't mean that it's Gezel, actual absolute Gezel, because the cotton could make a kinyan, it belongs to him, and therefore somebody takes it from him, it constitutes Gezel. No, it's regarded as Gezel Gomor midivreihim, from based upon their words, the words of Chazal. And Rashi says, what's the point of the takana? Just like the Tanakama says, Mipnei Darkei Shalom, because we don't want that there should be fighting between this unscrupulous individual and the cotton. But it's called Gezel Gomor. So now we want to know what the Gemara says. What's the nafkamina to the fact that Rabbi Yossi calls it Gezel Gomor? If in any case, at the end of the day, it's only a rabbinic ordinance because of Darkei Shalom. And it's obvious that he's arguing with the Tanakama, because the Tanakama just said Mipnei Darkei Shalom, and then Rabbi Yossi comes along and says, no, it's Gezel Gomor. Was that what he's obviously arguing? So that's what we want to know. My nafkamina. What's the practical ramification of their argument? Now we go to Rashi, Tibra Maskil the nafkamina.
In other words, just to clarify, what we're asking is, what is the practical difference between saying that it's theft deraisa versus theft derabanan?
Well, actually, when we say Gezel Gomor, we're saying it's actual theft, but then what we're saying is that it's still midrabanan. That's what Reb Chizda comes along and says.
Right.
So really, according to Reb Chizda, Reb Yossi does not hold that it's Gezel midaraisa.
Right.
According to Reb Chizda, he holds that it's only derabanan. So on that, the Gemara is asking, well, if Reb Yossi also holds that it's only Gezel derabanan, so what is it? What's the difference between him and the Tanakama? Just because it must be some difference, because he calls it Gezel Gomor. What's the difference between saying it's Gezel midrabanan mipnei darkei shalom and saying it's Gezel Gomor midrabanan darkei shalom? What's the difference, practically speaking? That's what we want to know.
So the difference between Gezel and Gezel Gomor?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mida Rabbanan, Mida Rebbe Yossi, Ha Asa Le Hashmoinan De His Miru Chachamim Bitik Natain Ke Gezel Gemor Lehotzio Mida Anan Mida Anin Kevan de Mida Oraisa Les Le Zechia Nimtza Abo Gozel es ha'aniim. All right, so let's try and translate this. According to Rebbe Yossi, this comes to what's Hashmo'inan?
To hear. We come to hear.
We come to hear the hachamiro that it's strict.
The hechmiru chachamim. That the chachamim were strict.
Were strict. Be haki b'tekantan in their decree,
right?
That it's theft, kigezel, that it's theft, Gemora.
Kigezel Gomer, meaning what?
Complete theft.
Even though it's only the Rabbanan also, but the point of him saying, Rebbe Yossi, that even though it's midrabanan mipnei darkei shalom, that's the reason and the objective of the Chachamim in declaring it gezel. The Chachamim were strict in this takana to give it a status like gezel gomor in the sense. Now he's going to tell us in what way.
Lotzio b'dayanin, to bring it to the judges, b'kevan, and since
to take it out, to take it out with the help of the dayanim, meaning to say that the cotton he has recourse from the fact that this person took it away from him, that according to Rabbi Yossi, he could go to the Bezdin and make his complaint, and if he wins his case, so then L'hotzio, he will be able to take it out from the person that took it from him, with the authority of the Bezdin. Which sounds like, according to the Tanakama, he would not have the ability to do that. According to the Tanakama holds that all the Rabbanan did is they told the guy that took it from the cotton, tisk on you. You have an avera for doing what you did. But the cotton wouldn't be able to go into Bezdin and seek and seek to get the item given back to him.
Kevan midaraisa, since it's not deraisa,
It's a lace, Zafia.
Nimtza, he merits to take it, to find it.
Nimsa, Nimsa means that it's going to come out. The result is going to be
Aviv Gezel es ha'aniim. It's the father of the theft of poor people.
Okay, now Rashi is referring back to the case that we were talking about last week, with the case with the brisa with you got Jew number one that hires Jew number two to do the harvest in his field, And we said that the Tanakama made a distinction whether he's being paid by the hour or whether he's given a percentage of the produce that he reaps. What's the difference? According to Tanakama, if he's just going to be paid by the hour, he doesn't really own any of the payers at all. So he's got a din of an ani, and therefore the son could take leket and give it to the father. But according to Rabbi Yossi, but if he's if he's being paid with a half of the produce that he harvests, he'll receive that as payment for his services. Then he has a din of an ashir. He's not an ani, and then he won't be entitled to any of the produce that the son is malakit. Wouldn't be able to give him anything. But according to Rabbi Yossi said ben kach or ben kach. Yilakit beno achorov. Whether he's being paid by the day, whether he's being paid by getting a percentage of the produce that he harvests, either way, the son can go behind him and take leket and what and we said that keep komalaket lenafshe komalaket bavua minei kazochi eli iamad cotton leisle zechil lenafshe ki komalaket aviv komalaket avua ashahu. Mamai, how could he do that? How could the ben be malaket acharav? So that's what Rashi is saying over here. If we say that's what we're saying over here, that if the father would be an usher because he's being paid by the percentage of what he takes, so then the son would not be able to pick it up and with the intention of making a kinyan in it for the father, because he is as an usher, he's not entitled to the leket, because the leket is only for anim. So now, what has all of that got to do with these four words that Rashi's saying? Rashi finishes off this Rashi and he says, Nimsa Aviv Gozel Esanim. So comes out, according to what we're saying over here, is that the father would be regarded as gazeling from the anim. So according to Rabbi Yossi, who says that it's gezel gamor, even though it's midrabanan, it's therefore capable of being going into Bezdin and getting it back. And so therefore, it would come out, according to, says Rashi, that Rabbi Yossi holds that the katan who finds a Metzia, he doesn't acquire it midaraisa. It's only midarabonin. And if so, then why does Rabbi Yossi say Ben kach o ben kach, yilakit beno acharav. Rabbi Yossi says whether the father is an usher, whether he's an ani, the son would be able to go after him and take the leket. But the katan is not zocha in what he's taking midaraisa for himself, only for his father. And accordingly, the father, if he would be an usher, he would not be entitled to taking that, and therefore it comes out that he would be improperly taking. He would be guzzling from other anim who would be entitled to take this leket. Okay, got that?
Yeah.
So that's the point. Okay, so now, where does this leave us?
We're up to Ella Amar Abaye.
Yeah. I know that's where we're up to. Okay.
We
I
said
was
the practice.
thinking in terms of the cheshbon of the Gemora, but okay, let's take a look at what the Baya has to say here.
So we said the practical difference is that it can be recovered to the courts if it is Gezel Gemor, but not if it's Gezel.
Yeah, really, what is coming out is what the Gemara is taking out from this is that really, according to Rabbi Yossi, he really holds that the katan does not make a kinyan midaraisa. This is according to what Reb Chizda is saying. Rabbi Yossi does not hold that a katan makes a kinyan midaraisa. He's only making the Rabbanan kinyan. And even if we say that Rabbi Yossi says it's very strict, and he could get what was taken from him, he returned to him by going into the Bezdin. That's all simply to answer the language of Rabbi Yossi himself, who said that it was Gezel Gomor. And we thought that meant that he holds that it's a kinyan deraisa that the katan makes. But now we're saying no, it's not. It doesn't make a kinyan deraisa, and that's going to be really a problem over here, because now we don't really understand why it is that Rabbi Yossi could say in the previous brisa, he could say ben kach o ben kach yalakit beno v'ishto acharav. That doesn't make any sense now. It's not good. That doesn't make sense. How could he say that? Because why? Because the katan cannot make a kinyan in that leket midaraisa. All he's doing really is picking it up in order to give it to the father, so that the father could be zocha in it. But the father, for him to take it, is gezel, says Rashi, because the father, if the father is being paid to reap from the produce itself, he doesn't have a din of an ani, so he's not entitled to it. So how can Rabbi Yossi say benkach or benkach, whether he's regarded like this, whether he's regarded like that, the son could take it. It's not so. So really, according to the way Rav Chisda is explaining Rabbi Yossi, it's a big problem. I think that's why the Gemara says over here, Ella, Amar Abaye. It would seem that in light of what the Brisa says, we're knocking out Rav Chisda. And we're saying Ella. Rather than say like that, we got to say like what Abaye is going to now tell us. Let's see what Abaye says. Alan, are you still there?
Page 12A3, right-hand column.
12A3, right-hand column, last paragraph. It resolves the contradiction.
Second paragraph or third?
Third.
Okay. Abaya resolves the contradiction between Rabbi Yosef's views, Ella Omar Abay. Rather says Abaya, the reason Rabbi Yosef permits the worker's minor son to collect in a field partly owned by his fathers because or the move shows Rabbi is considered the field harvest by the field has already been transferred by the rubber. The Daniel, the farmer who Miss Hay, the time who, with the purpose themselves, stop thinking about the field. So Ray, A, lay. Similarly, in the Russia's case of a sharecropper, what was collected in your son is collected all elected in it. Adab Masna objects to Obama's resolution. Omar lay Rav
Oh wait, let's hold on that one.
Okay.
We're going to go to Rashi now. We want to see what Abaye says.
Okay. Ella Amar Abaye. Rabbi Yossi Nami Kisana Didan. Sphirale de Katan Lace Lay Zechia Vigabe Leket Hayinu Ta'am Dekeban Diyesh Lo Lipoel Zebin Banim the Isha Anim Atzman Mayashe Milkat Shalo Lefichach Ashoa Kisade Hil Shahalchu bo ha nemushos de katan
The Tanan,
de tanan mai masi kol adam mutarin beleket she mashilchu bo ha nim oshos lekute basar lekute de ma'aha she'ata misato anim be'i ba'ataihu mine v'hakol nami mishcho de taihu kule. Wow, it's a long Rashi. Rabbi Yossi also like a minor.
Katana Didan. Rabbi Yossi also holds like the Tana of our Mishnah.
The Tana himself of our Mishnah, that he holds that a minor does not have the ability to acquire. And concerning the minor,
Megabe Leket, in regard to the leket that it's left over there by the reaper that the anim are entitled to.
Ayinu Tom, it is the reason that since that there is for him to work, so the cotton can work.
Since there is to him, meaning to the poel, the poel zeh, there is to this worker.
So this worker is what, the father?
Yeah.
Banim, since the father has sons, the asa anim and
the isha, and he has a wife also,
and a wife. And they are poor people. The son and the wife are poor.
No, it's a comma after the word isha, even though you don't see the comma, but there's a comma there.
Okay, so then anim atzman may I show the poor people themselves will give up hope mileket from the leket. Shalo lefichach,
from this field that this shalo, meaning from her is referring to the field that this poel is working on.
From her, therefore, asua,
yeah,
asua kisade shehalchu bo. What is asua?
They made, meaning referring to Chazal.
Chazal made the field that they are traveling in it. Moshos. What is that word?
Nemushos. These are these rummagers that rummage around and try to find things that have been forgotten there even after the reapers have come, and even after the anim have come.
So the anim give up hope, but the rummagers don't give up hope.
Yeah, but see what Rashi's saying over here is the fichach. Therefore, since the anim have given up hope, the fichach asu, meaning the chachamim, therefore made a decree, kesod, that made this field that we're talking about here kesode sheholchu bo nemushos. They made this field, they gave it the same halachic status as a field which the mushos have already gone through. Now, what's the significance of that?
That's
because
they're going to give up also.
Now, basically, what we're saying is the halacha is if the reaper has gone through, the anim have gone through, and the mushos have also gone through. So then that anything that anybody finds there, even a usher, if he finds something over there, because everybody who had prior rights to that field has already gone through, and they're not planning on coming back there anymore. So whatever's left is free for the taking to anybody.
Okay. Disnan, as we learned in Peah,
Me'emasai.
What's Me'emasai?
From when?
From when all the people are permitted.
Yeah.
In the leket, to take the leket, mashilchu. What's that?
Mishayelchu bo hanemushos.
Mishayelchu. What's that?
From the time that the mushos have already gone through this field.
From the time that they've gone through this field, bo ha nim ushos. From the time that that have gone through it, this field, the rummagers, le kute basar, le kute de mehaha.
Mehahi shaita.
Mehahi shaita.
That from that time,
maschu anim, the anim gave up.
Maschu datayu mine. They have removed their mind from these wheat stalks that are in the field now.
Hachanami, in here too, Masaihu de Ataihu.
Yeah.
They've removed their mind.
Right. So just like in a case where the nemushos have already gone through, so now it's free for the taking. So too, Abai is saying that this is going to be the way that the Chazal equated this field as well, with if the reaper has sons or a wife that are going to go, they're going to go through it after him, so they're gonna basically finish it off, and it's regarded as a field that has already been rummaged through, and it's free for anybody to take.
So in other words,
the anim have already, the bottom line is that the anim if they know that the guy has the reaper, if they know he's got family, so they're basically going to say, okay, it's we're not gonna we're not gonna go over there. They're mayayish from going over there, and then that itself will allow the son to give it to the father, even though the father's an usher. When he picks up.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, all the best, everybody. Chodesh Tov u'Mevorach.
Have a great day.
Amen.
It's Hashem. See you tomorrow.
It's Hashem.
See you later.
Bye, Lou. Bye, Alan.
See you
Bye.